What's going on, everybody? TripleCrown24 back today, and let's go ahead and tie a bow on this Dallas show from September 2025. This is the Saturday portion of the show. I admittedly didn't spend too much time at the show because I didn't really feel all that well. I was kind of sleep deprived, so I pieced out of there early afternoon. But I ended up making two deals on the day that you might view as, what is he thinking? Because they are two trades that, if you just look at it on surface, it's going to look like I got fleeced. But I'm going to encourage you to hear me out on this. I had a reason that I made these trades, and I'm going to show you exactly what they were and why I made them. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
Dude, all these are very similar. I don't know why.
That makes sense.
They popped an 8. I got a 10 if you're going way low, but...
And this back now, what are you asking for?
Like
Jefferson?
if you went and bought an 86,
so Jefferson on 550 on Jefferson.
They're not factory sealed. They took a gold sticker like and
so I'll move the curry already?
Let me do some
35,000? Okay.
I wasn't expecting to see that tonight.
Right.
Okay, yes, the audio is not the best here. There's a lot of people in a very small area. That's usually not a winning combination for my microphone. But I'll tell you the gist of it, is that I saw that Mookie bets. I asked him when he was asking for it, and he's asking $2,400. If you're not familiar, Mookie Betts is a late addition to the 2014 rookie class in Topps products. He was in Bowman. Actually, his first Bowman is in 2014 Bowman. But in terms of getting into Topps products with the RC logo, he doesn't come until later in the year. Because of that, he wasn't in the regular Chrome. He was only in Chrome Update, which back then, there were only two parallels in Chrome Update. There was the gold refractors, which were out of 250, and the black refractors out of 99. Because of that, if you go look up the prices of those cards and what they sell for, you might be very shocked, because really there's not many choices out there when it comes to Mookie Betts, and that's where the appeal of that comes in.
It could interest you like a partial trade type of thing with cash.
I know, it did. It may come down for no reason.
Hey, do you see anything else that you're interested in? Or
although this one's...
just those three that I mentioned. So the Betts, the Jefferson, and the Witt.
I actually could do better than 240, but like...
Hey, can you tap in real quick? Can you tap in?
I do have other stuff too. Inside out. Is there anybody you look for, or you just something? I'll look at anything really. I mean, I'm all over the place. Yeah.
He's asking now if I want to see other things that he has that he doesn't have out, which I absolutely would love to, because that's stuff that the repack guys probably didn't get a chance to look at, and it's stuff that really probably nobody else got a chance to look at. So I might be the first one to potentially pick through whatever is in this stack. Now, what is he interested in that I have? It's a little hard to see in the video, but there was one card he pulled out, and it's this one. And I know some people are probably already saying, uh-oh, I have a feeling I know where this is going. Is he really about to do that? And the answer is yes, I am really about to do this, and I will explain why after I get the deal done. But let's see what else he has to try to sweeten the deal before I break it down.
Yeah, I don't know if you're interested in making easy grades.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's so hard for me to say, like, here, take my money and just stack it. I can do that. But I will go after it. Yeah. Like, some of these sold for like $75, and they sold for $110, maybe some but like some of these were like $140, $180, $90, $120. So like there's probably for all of these, it's well above what I'm even asking. Yeah. So to do that, $500 cash. Yeah.
Those have been coming up there a little bit.
Perfect. What was your name?
I'm Sean.
JT. Pleasure to meet you.
Let me take a picture of all this.
Yeah, sure.
Because I won't remember.
Do you want the case or no? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, here's the final trade. And again, I had sent a text to my friend Eric those back pages as soon as I made the deal, and I said, I'm going to show you what I got, and I'm going to tell you right now that it's going to look very underwhelming. And he even said, like, yeah, it does seem that way. But here is what I got back. So the 3 of the 4 cards aren't necessarily huge. I mean, the Jefferson is nothing to scoff at. I value it closer to 600. He had it at 550. You know, somewhere in that ballpark I think is fair for it. The other 2, I mean, the Witt's a couple $100. The Harper is probably about $100. But the Mookie Betts is the centerpiece of this deal. Again, I told you that this is a type of card that is difficult to come across. There's not too many of them out there. And I was able to find this one. I'll flash the sales on screen really quick for you. These are the last 3 of these bets that have sold. And as you can see, the 10s command a high premium. Now, is this a 10? No. If it was, I would imagine it was already graded. But the other graded card that you might see pop up there is the PSA Authentic, which is a crapshoot. It might as well be raw, because usually that tells me there's something wrong with the card where someone didn't want a number grade assigned to it, and therefore they just got it in the authentic holder. It kind of leads a lot to the imagination. So I'm not a huge fan of PSA Authentics myself. And you see the raw sale as well. Mookie hasn't really lit the world on fire here in 2025. I mean, he's been fine, but for what we expect out of Mookie Betts, not up to his usual standards. But he is a future Hall of Famer. He is one of the best players in the game today, still, in my opinion. And he has a very devout collector base, especially because Mookie, up until last year, hasn't really signed too much as well, meaning that the options out there for kind of your premium Mookie Betts cards are few and far between. And what also helps with that is that he's not in a lot of releases with the rookie logo. Again, he's a late season edition, and that means that he's going to have fewer cards that are from his rookie year. That is a huge appeal to me as well. So just because a guy isn't necessarily the most popular in the sport, right? Is he as popular as Judge or Ohtani? Absolutely not. But he has fewer options out there than those guys do. That is what drives up his market. Is there's enough demand there, and there's not enough availability to meet that demand where the prices would be at a level that you would more so expect. So this is a card I can take a chance on. Why did I give up the Jordan to get this card? That's a tough question to answer. It's because really the timing of things. Right now, the market for GOATs, if you will, is incredibly hot. There is a lot of demand for it, and that Jordan card is probably one of the easier sells that I would have of a card over $2,000 that I've ever experienced. I could sell it for, take your favorite percentage number here, with probably very little ease. So I was very cautious with trading it. But I knew that that was my best play, because selling it at this show, I would probably get an offer in the low 3s, and that's about what I paid for it. That doesn't make a lot of sense. On my calendar personally, the only show that I have where I think I would have a buyer for it that I'm setting up at through the rest of the year right now is Grove City. There is Fort Wayne at the start of December, but if I still have that card by then, that is not an efficient use of my bankroll. That's a significant chunk of change that would be tied up for a little bit too long, in my opinion. Maybe the card continues to appreciate in value during that time, but that's not really something that I'm looking for right now. I want to strike while the market is hot. So my best opportunity here was to trade it. And when I'm trading, there's 2 things that I'm considering. Number 1, can I move into something that is a little bit easier to move? And normally on super high-end cards like that, moving into several lower-end cards is a good answer for that, because a lot of high-end cards take the right type of buyer. The Jordan is an exception because it is such a sought-after card. It is one of the most iconic cards in the hobby that, yeah, I wouldn't have too much of a problem selling that. So the other thing I'm going to look to do is to get more value out of it. And my thought was, can I make a trade or multiple trades to get $5,000 worth of cards in cash out of this Jordan? It doesn't matter what I have into it. What I'm looking for is, what am I going to get out of it at this point? And that was the beauty of this Mookie Betts. It's a type of card where there's not too many sales, and I might have to be a little bit more patient on it, but this is how I'm going to extract more value out of it. And the other ones too, I felt like he had undervalued those in the assessment. So I have $500 cash, which I can then use for more opportunities to buy things and keep the cycle moving. And then I also have these cards. And I was perfectly content at this point going home with these cards. That was until I saw one more case on my final walkthrough of the show. And that kind of changed the events for what you will see in this next clip.
So, I like the card a lot.
So as fate would have it, I walk past this case and I see this. This is a pretty impressive Mookie Betts display on its own. You can't even see the two logo men that are not even in frame here. But I saw the Target Red in a 10, which is darn near impossible to get. The Desert Camo in a 10, not as difficult, but still very difficult to get. The Gold Refractor in an SGC 9.5. This is already a serious Mookie Betts collection, and I've talked about 3 of the cards in the case. I mean, there's a Heritage High number autograph in here. This is one of the more impressive Mookie Betts displays that you will see. And I normally don't do this, but as soon as I saw this, I thought, you know what? I should probably bust out this black refractor, because if there was ever a home for it, it is sitting right here in front of me. When I see something like this, it clicks in my mind that this is someone who will probably appreciate this card more than any other prospective buyer that I might be able to find on it. And the beauty of it is I can do the deal right here in person. I don't even need to take the bets back home. So I'm going to see what he says. I thought that the bets was something I'd hold on to, that maybe I would trade it again at some point. I did not think it would happen this soon, though. But just seeing this display, I have a feeling that I have found the forever home for this bets card. And it's staring me right in the face with these other ones.
Like I said, I'm open to offers 38.
Yeah, let me look at what. I'm pretty sure there was a 9, really knocked out.
He said he couldn't get there. He said his offer would be 420.
What?
He said his offer would be 420.
Yeah, I get that from Hawk.
I'll pause once again because this is important. And I've mentioned this in even the previous Dallas vlogs, but on my vlogs in general, is that listening is one of the best things you can do. You can learn so much by just listening. That's what I'm doing right now. So he is working on several deals at once. This poor guy's by himself. He's trying to eat his lunch at the same time too, which, hey, I've been there before, I relate. But I'm kind of seeing how he's negotiating with others. I'm seeing, how much is he willing to come off of his sticker prices? How close are his sticker prices to the market value of the cards? And that is all going to be something that I consider in terms of how likely am I to make a deal. Because if I feel like I'm going to waste my time and waste his time, then I'm just going to walk away. But based on what he was trying to potentially move those 2 Altuve Dynasty cards for, I thought right away, okay, that's a pretty fair value on them. I don't think I'm going to get a crazy good deal on some of these, but I wouldn't expect to on a Dynasty anyways. It's still a good sign, though.
I like this, but it's like, that's above the PSA 9 price. The one that I found, there was a sale last year on a 9 at $31.50.
Okay.
I gave $3,000 for my 9 last year, too. So I think this top end is a 9. I think it really could be an 8, depending on who you get that day. Card needs to be prepped, obviously, to grade. So I don't want to make an offer because I'm over $1,000 less than what you said.
What would be your, like I said, you won't offend me. It takes a lot to offend me.
I do a little bit more research, but I think my offer would come in around kind of $2,000, $2,500, because I know there's the other card. It's listed on eBay at $2,800, but it's a different one. But they have it on eBay at $2,800.
Oh, there is one listed. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a raw one. I'll show you. It's good to just know it's there. Your card's better than this one, because I haven't seen this one up close.
This is what we call the old reverse comp. So it's not what has sold, it is what is available right now. And I think in some cases that is even more important. So there is that PSA Authentic sale at $3,800. But the more I start to look at it now, I'm starting to think that might be more of an outlier than I initially thought when I made the first deal. And that's not scaring me at all, but it makes it feel like less of a win than I had before. So he had told me what he had paid for his PSA 9. I have to just take his word for it because I don't see that sale. So I'll just take his word for it, sure. but I can see what the 9 had sold for previously. I can see what the other raw ones had sold for. And there's one available for $2,800. So just because I want to ask what that PSA Authentic had sold for previously, that doesn't really do me much good if there is one actively available on eBay for $2,800. So yeah, I need to be at least competitive against that card if I want to make something happen here.
I like the card a lot. It'd be tough for me to want to buy it. If we were trading, maybe I could be higher end of like my range.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was going back to look at like, there hasn't been an 8 sale in long enough to like trust a number.
Okay.
Like that's too low. The last, because that's from like 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
it's been a minute.
It doesn't matter.
So
I
would
like
you
it.
offer $2,500, or would you want to?
I would want to. If I was paying cash, I'd offer a little less than that. If I was trading, I might, or even a combo, like half and half, something I could probably get pretty close.
Okay.
I mean, I love the card. I'm the right guy for the card. If you were here yesterday, I was wearing my Mookie Betts shirt. If you check out Signed and Slapped on Instagram, you'll see Mookie Betts everywhere on my page. My second account is called The Mookie Guy, where I post only pictures of Mookie. Like,
well, I saw those.
I'm the guy.
That's why I brought it out.
I appreciate you showing me, because I don't always. People are always showing me like other weird random movies.
When I first made that deal, my thought on the Mookie was if I can get $2,500 in value for it, whether that be cash or a second trade, I would be in really good shape, and that would definitely make the Jordan trade worth it. Well, that is a scenario I've been presented with here. I imagine that it will work out where there is some cash involved. It's very difficult to make it line up where it's just cards oftentimes, especially if it was 1-for-1. It definitely won't be 1-for-1 here. But he has a ton of stuff, and throughout all of these clips that I've kind of spliced together here, what you're not seeing is I'm seeing him kind of negotiate with other people. I kind of know where he is more willing to concede from his sticker and where he's not willing to concede. I know which cards he has more of an affinity for, so I can kind of pick and choose what I think he might not value as much or he would be more willing to let go of based on that, and that's going to get me the best value in return for that Mookie card. Okay, I actually stopped recording because I had lost faith that I was going to be able to get something done. I was trying to crunch the numbers, and I thought, I don't think he's going to like this offer. So I told him, I don't think that we're going to get a deal done. And I had shut off my camera, and he had put that leap of faith to trust that I wasn't going to get mad when he made his offer for the card. And then he said, well, why don't you, make an offer in return? And I thought, you know what, that's fair. I will extend him the same courtesy. I'll make an offer, and who knows, he might take it. Turns out we weren't that far. It was about a $50 cash difference. So, heck yeah, that works out just fine. So it was $350 plus the 5 cards you see there. I know it's not the best photo, but it's the 2 Jose Altuve Dynasty Patch Autos, Ricky Henderson Dynasty Patch Auto, Kershaw Dynasty Patch Auto, which actually has a piece of his jersey number on it from the front of the jersey. I think that's kind of cool. The dealer pointed that out to me. Learned something new about the how the Dodgers patches work in Dynasty. And then that Soto Black Refractor as well, plus the $350 cash. And I'm pretty thrilled with that. I estimated that the total value when I got all the cards entered into my sheet and then added the cash in was around $2,800, which was a lot more than what I was expecting. And I thought, wow, that is much better than I initially expected when I made the deal. I thought I had gotten to my 25, but I underestimated what some of those cards sell for. The Dynasty train continues to pick up steam. Henderson is very interesting because since he has passed, I've seen a uptick in the number of, or the total dollar sales on his Dynasty Patch Autos, but they haven't really been selling as much, and there will be no more of them now. Due to his passing. So that's something I took into consideration, is that, these things are probably more likely to go up than they are to go down. Not that I'm going to be holding them long term in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, I'd rather move into 5 solid cards like this than sit on the Mookie Betts and get some cash, especially knowing that the Betts is going to a good home. Like I said, when I saw that case, I stopped and I thought, I have to at least show this to him. Because this is as he even said himself, the right guy for this card, which is really my mission a lot of times when I am selling cards. You know, there's certain things that I buy and I am fully confident that it's going to be a repacker who ends up buying it. It's just kind of inevitable, especially of Ultra Modern Football. But as I've said in my podcast, my goal is to cater towards the end user, towards the collector. And nothing brings me more joy than getting cards in the right hands of the people who I know will really appreciate them, because I have felt that joy myself with my own PC cards, and I know that that joy can be shared by others. And for me to be the one who is the conduit for that to happen, it brings me a lot of satisfaction. And that was kind of a deal that I felt like I could hang my hat on to end this Dallas show. Very unorthodox series of events to trade down from a Jordan rookie into that, but the amount of value that I got when I added all my stickers up on those cards, and then you factor in what I got in cash, I basically got about 25% more value on that Jordan than if I had sold it. Now, the part of that will be actually selling those cards. I've sold about half of them that you saw as part of both those trades. So I still have a ways to go, especially because I have some of the bigger boys. But would I make those deals again if given the opportunity to today? Absolutely. Especially because it worked out so well with where that bets ended up. As soon as I saw that case, I just had a hunch that we were going to work something out. And I really wanted him to have it too. That doesn't mean I was going to give it away, but I really wanted him to have it. There was very few people that could probably appreciate that card as much as that gentleman did, and I was super pleased to work it out with him, and I could tell he was happy with the card too. So win for all sides, and that's going to do it for this video. I do have a bonus clip for you that I will post up on my TikTok page. It's a deal that I didn't end up making, and I talk about why I didn't end up making it kind of in between the two deals involving that Mookie Betts card here. And that will be a little short that I'll have up on TikTok. I plan on doing that more with some of the clips that don't make the main videos, aside from clipping the main videos, is posting them up there, as well as some other little funny things that I may post up from time to time. So if you're on TikTok, you can feel free to check that out. If you're not, well, I'll see you back here later in the week with some more content. Until then, take care, stay safe, and be kind.